Foreign direct investment into Egypt has risen from 509 million in 2001 to 7.8 billion in only the first half of the 2007-2008 financial year. The principal reason? A series of economic reforms, such as a cut in corporate tax from 50 to 20% and a reduction in import tariffs.
The tax reform has made it easier to invest there. They've made big cuts in reducing red tape, and in fact last year the World Bank said that Egypt was the top economic reformer in this category in ease of doing business, so it's made a huge difference.
The Egyptian economy is now growing at over 7% a year, helped in part by a surge in foreign investment from companies in the Gulf Cooperation Council.
We have seen a lot of good work done by the government for us and for other investors. Needless to say that when we came also, many other investors from the UAE came in, whether in real estate or industry, agriculture and so on.
UAE developer Emaar is also now investing heavily in Egypt with some $7.5 billion worth of countrywide projects, including this new master plan city in uptown Cairo.
The growth in GDP, the liberalization of the economy, the support by the Egyptian government, increase in revenue and wealth of the Egyptian population, all have led to our decision to come in in a large manner.
The chairman of the country's investment authority believes it all indicates the success of the reform process.
With the recent reforms that we have been going throughout the past 3-4 years, there has been quite a visible, move of FDI, GCC-based FDI into Egypt. The reason is quite obvious. It's the reform, it's the commitment to the reform that has been going through.
Egypt's ICT industry too is growing at 20% a year, pushing the country's economic growth up by 7%. Centred around Smart Village, a cluster of multinational innovation centres, this sector has attracted $4 billion in inward investment.
That's one of the reasons why we see an excellent synergy for investment. They have surplus and the liquidity. We have the talent pool as well as the infrastructure and the geographical location.
Egypt is also one of the region's leading offshore outsourcing centres, with a job pool drawn from thousands of well-educated, multilingual students graduating each year from the country's schools and universities.
See, the human capital is one of our competitive edge and one of the areas that we're betting on. As you know, I mean, we have the largest retail and the largest local talent in the region. We have more than 25% of the workforce of the whole region.
Another sector of particular interest is tourism, which last year brought in $7.6 billion to the economy. Gulf-based master developer Damak is currently building a vast tourist resort on the Red Sea, as well as this residential development in New Cairo.
If you look at an area like Saudi Arabia, Jeddah is 1.5 hours away from Egypt, and in Egypt you have at least 10 good months of weather. So people in Jeddah would be attracted to buy a house here to come on weekends, to come on vacations, to come on holidays.
That's not to say Egypt is without its problems. Inflation is currently around 16%. Some people even died recently in quarrels over bread. Taxes have been increased on petrol and cigarettes, and industrial unrest is also on the rise. But despite the pain being felt by some ordinary Egyptians, the headline economic picture is still clear.
Egypt is enjoying its best period of economic growth in its modern history. So it does actually throw up opportunities which do look attractive, perhaps for the first time in Egyptian history.
The government is well aware it needs to ensure the country's economic success is felt by all its citizens, but there's also no question that a proportion of the country is getting wealthier, and as long as that and the economic reforms continue, the money from the GCC should keep coming.